Alright, this is Saturday, May 16th, officially 2 weeks before I start the walkathon. And it is a gorgeous day here in Minneapolis. Not a cloud in the sky. It's only about 55 degrees. Great day to throw a pack on and walk without getting too hot. So, I'm excited. I say 2 more weeks and I hit the road. My first stop will be in Shakopee, Minnesota. And then Sunday, some point in time, I'll be in Lonsdale, Minnesota, and spend the night there. Say when I get back to the house, I want to do a short devotional. It's something that God's laid on my heart, something I'm noticing with Christians as I'm trying to raise funds and gain support. So I will talk to you then. Don't worry about the dog. There's a wooden fence there. God bless you, and we'll see you later.
Okay, I'm back at the house. Don't have the winter to contend with now. And as I was saying, as I was walking, there was something that I was wanting to share with you. As I'm out trying to get people to donate, trying to get people to pledge for my walkathon, I keep running into people saying, well, you know, things are just real tight right now. Maybe when the economy gets better, we can help you a little bit. You actually had one person that said that they just couldn't afford to help me out, and then I saw them. It was a man, his wife, 3 kids, teenage kids, and saw him getting out at Red Lobster. And if I have it figured out right, you're not going to get a meal there for less than $15 each. And then you figure tip in for each of them. And what they spent for one meal at Red Lobster would have supported 3 kids for a month. But they couldn't afford to help out a little bit. And I don't do this to make people feel guilty. God has definitely blessed Americans. I think most Americans don't realize just how much they are blessed because they've never been someplace where people are literally starving. You know, thousands of people a day starve to death. And I just want to share some scriptures because I think American Christians have it backwards. I've been, other countries where people help take care of each other the best they can. I've seen people who are barely making it. They'll go out and buy a bag of rice to give to a neighbor. And I feel that American Christians have it backwards. And I want to share some scriptures with you if I could. The first one is going to be in Genesis, going all the way back to Genesis, I think it's 26, I'm sorry. Now there was famine in the land, besides the earlier famine of Abraham's time. And Isaac went to Abimelech, the king of the Philistines, in Gerar. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live." Okay, and we're going to skip to 6. So Isaac stayed in Gerar. Okay. I'm jumping around a little bit because there's a lot that doesn't really have a lot to do with what we're talking about today. Then we're going to jump to 12. Isaac planted crops in that land in the same year and reaped 100-fold. Because the Lord blessed him, the man became rich and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. Okay? That's in Genesis. Now let's go to 2 Chronicles. If my people who are called by my name, this is 2 Chronicles, this would be 7:14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Let me go to my favorite verse. Favorite chapter in the Bible is Isaiah 58, and we're going to start at verse 6. Read 6 through 11. Is this not the kind of fasting I have chosen? To loosen the chains of injustice, to untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and provide the poor wanderer with shelter? When you see the naked, to clothe him and not turn away from your own flesh? Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and he will say, Here I am. If you do away with the yoke of oppression, and the pointing finger, and malicious talk, and if you spend yourselves in behalf of the hungry, and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will shine in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land, and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. I don't know if any of you noticed this in all three of those scriptures. Is you do what God sets before you to do, then He will bless you. It isn't, oh God, if you bless us and we'll start giving to the poor. It's He's saying, you do this, and then I will bless you. Okay. Isaac was in a land of famine, and he did what God told him to do, and he reaped 100-fold that year. He became so wealthy that the people around him became jealous, and it was because he did what God told him to do. And this isn't just a plea for help financially. Yes, the ministry needs money. I have a vision for building 2 orphanages next year, and my goal for the summer is to raise $250,000. God didn't tell me if I did this walkathon that this walkathon would raise $250,000. He told me to do this walkathon, and I've had people say, well, at least if it doesn't work out, you can always catch a bus home. And that's not an option. God told me to do it. I'm going to do it the entire way. But He didn't promise that I was going to have the money from this walkathon. I have received a word from God through a friend at church who was praying and said, do what God has set before you to do, and when the time comes, the funds will be there miraculously. I'm not going to walk 3,000 miles and say, well, this is too much, and quit, and then I always wonder, what did God have in store for me? He's laid this before me, I will do it, but He's also laid before everyone claiming Him, to repent of their ways, to take care of the poor, the needy, to break the bonds of injustice, and then He's going to bless us. So that's just something I wanted to share. In 2 weeks, I start my walkathon, and I'll be trying to do updates as often as possible. If we work it out right, where I have internet, I'll be doing updates every night, 8 o'clock Central Time on agapejesus.com. We're getting it set up now to where you don't have to be a member to watch the updates. But I would recommend being a member. If you're on MySpace or Facebook, check out agapejesus.com. It's just like MySpace. You can have all kinds of different profiles, build your own profile. We have chat rooms. You can build your own chat room so just you and your friends can go in there. You have a password so nobody can interrupt you. Churches can have their own chat room for meetings, and it's got a video chat, and it's really worth checking out. So that's agapejesus.com. Watch there for updates, and I will see you again. God bless you. Have a great day.